Evan, thank you so much for joining us. We're excited to dive in, learn more about Arapahoe and your experience with Quipli. Let's start out. What led you to us? What led you looking for finding a new rental software provider in the first place?
Yeah, it probably started. We were at a meeting at Topgolf with one of the owners and a couple of the other managers. And, the topic of the conversation was, hey, what are some pressing issues? What are things we should be working on? And one of the biggest issues that was brought up was our website and our current rental software that we were using at the time. Um, you just hear it over and over from customers who are on our website, and they would get stuck and lost and didn't get all the information that they needed. And it really didn't integrate with our software either. So if they did put a order in, it was more of a kind of a here's a quote, but not really. And it doesn't include everything that you're going to be paying. And basically, it was just lead generation. And then we would call and confirm the rental and give them the total pricing out the door. So it was just a lot of work for a customer to get an answer from our website. And we knew that. We were getting a lot of complaints. They'd see on our website, hey, it says you're $200 for a skid loader. And by the time you actually called them or did the full order, it's like, okay, yeah, what attachment do you want with the skid loader? Is it delivered or picked up? If it's not, are you going to have a trailer? And as many know in the equipment rental industry, the fees are just out of control what companies charge. And the next thing you know, you're another 20% of whatever the website was showing with taxes and damage waiver and environmental and SMM, and the list goes on and on. So it was never very transparent. So you'd get a lot of upset customers. They would come in and see a certain price and then feel like it was sticker shock. And we definitely didn't want them to feel like they were getting that bait and switch. So we knew our website was an issue, and we knew it just wasn't working with our rental software. So after that meeting, that's what kind of put us down the path of going, it's time to start looking around and seeing what other options there are. And one thing we did do, I had never gone before, but our previous rental software, they held yearly conventions, and the owners invited me to go. This was probably 6 years or so ago. So I'd been with the company for about 15 years when I went to this. And it was pretty evident at that conference that they were not moving in the direction that we wanted, or saw that the software should be at. We kind of wanted to mirror the changes in the car rental industry. I think everybody's experienced how streamlined that is now. I remember flying into Los Angeles, and literally, like, my phone knew I landed, said, hey, are you ready to pick up your car? And I was like, yeah. So I hit a button and it said, go to this exit terminal, whatever it may be, and go to this row, pick your car and scan the QR code, and it'll unlock and you can drive. And it was like, that's incredible. As renting a car could be nightmare a lot of times. So yeah, the owner and myself and a couple other managers, we said, hey, we need to mirror this. And it was very evident that the previous rental software we're using, they weren't moving in that direction at all.
So I'm sure Arapahoe evaluated multiple software providers when looking for your next software. Tell me a little bit more about the criteria that you were looking for, what was important to you, and ultimately why you ended up choosing Quipli over the others that you were thinking about.
We demoed a lot of different software options that were out there. We talked to a lot of different companies, and we knew we wanted it to be completely web-based, web-based / cloud-based, but mainly web-based. I wanted to be able to pick up any device, use any browser, and run the software and rent equipment and be fully integrated with our e-commerce site. Like, that was our main 2 points. This is what we want. And a lot of the other companies, they developed their software 30, 40 years ago, so it's no fault of them, but their programming is just outdated, and it's not easy for them to be fully web-based. And what I was finding is a lot of them was go to this address, and then it basically loads our software on a remote server. So yeah, you're using it on the web, but it was laggy, it was clunky. not something that we really envisioned. So there was probably three main competitors or three main companies at the time that offered a true web-based software that was fully integrated on an e-commerce site. And so we demoed all of them heavily, months with each one. And we always got stopped at the multi-location portion. That's where it seemed like, hey, this is failing, or it's not giving us what we needed to do. And we would eventually part ways at that time. We've streamlined our company to where we call it a call center, where we have a manager that I hired years ago out of our Windsor branch. She moved to Oklahoma, and now she's a huge part of our company, and calls get funneled to her when stores are busy. And she needs to be able to see the full inventory picture at all locations and have the ability to transfer that equipment, make sure it's there for the customer when they reserve it. And we weren't having that option. You couldn't see the inventory like we needed it to. It wasn't a clear picture, and if we could see it, it wasn't easy for us to move the equipment to that location via the software. It was all kind of, here, go behind the scenes, do this, do that, and a pretty long process. Some of the other ones, the accounting was an issue. There was just always something that was missing that we needed. And two of those companies, you kind of address these issues, and it would be like, yeah, we just don't have that. Maybe sometime down the road we'll get it, but no guarantees. One company actually said, yeah, we could totally do that for you. Like, we can make what we're missing so it works for your company. But it's going to cost you $80,000. So we were like, well, wait a minute, you're basically making us pay for, software that you're selling to other customers, and
Right.
we're paying for your investment, and we're providing you R&D. Like, this doesn't seem right. So, but at that time, Kyle and McKenna, they were persistent. So I finally met with them. I think it was July of 2021. We did a Zoom call, and Kyle showed me what he had, and I love Kyle to death, but I was kind of laughing at him at the end, like, yeah, dude, you're really far away. Like, this this isn't even close to what we're looking for. Like, and in my head, I was thinking, you're 5-10 years if you ever make it. Like, good luck, bud. And after that, McKenna, she hit me up and said, hey, can we meet again, like in October? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I'm really busy. We're still trying to figure out these other software companies, see if we can do something. And I think I pushed her off until December, like, hey, sorry, got to move the meeting. And yeah, we met in December, and then Kyle showed me, hey, this is kind of what I've done since July. And it was impressive. I was like, wow, okay, you've done a lot of work. You're either really, really bored or something, but I have no idea how you've managed to add what you have, but you're still really far away. Like, appreciate it, but it's still missing a lot. He's like, well, what do you need? And so just kind of started going through the list, and we met again in January, and he had some of those things, and it was a little different experience. It was, what do you need? What can we build for you? And let me prove to you that I can do this. And Kyle just kept doing that. And so we finally signed on in 2022, I believe, when we opened up a new branch in Cheyenne. I said, look, we're gonna run this software. It's not gonna run our store because it's missing a ton, but we're gonna run it in conjunction with our previous software. And Kyle met with me and Court and John, every other week or once a week. And in 2022, we just continued to build it. And gosh, they were phenomenal. I mean, it was amazing what they were pumping out within the software. And I think it was maybe October 2023, so October last year, we introduced the second location. So that's where we were able to try multi-store functionality, and they made
And now we have all
changes.
all your locations on there now, right?
Yeah, we jumped ship from our previous software April 1st, and now we're fully signed up. So
All right, now that you're fully on Quipli, you have all your locations on Quipli. How do you feel like your business has been impacted since rolling it out across all of your locations?
Our customers love it. Customers absolutely love it. I mean, it is streamlined for them, meaning they can go on our website and they can start and they can finish without getting stuck, without having to call us, and without any surprises. They absolutely love that. We get positive feedback on the website now instead of negative. It was consistent negative feedback, and now it's consistent positive. I think it was last month, Quipli released the ability for our customers to pay invoices through our website and to pay their statements. And that was a huge, I mean, that eliminates so many phone calls to us, just having that ability. And it also saves the customer time. When we look at possibly partnering or buying from a vendor, the first thing I ask them is, can we order online and can we pay our invoices online? Because getting on the phone, it never fails. That's when you get busy and you're trying to communicate with someone on the phone. You don't have that ability where if I can open a tab in the browser and get interrupted 30 times, I can still pay the invoice online. So it's funny, we've required that, but yet we didn't offer that to our customers. And now we do, and it's phenomenal. We kind of had a meeting 2-3 months ago with the ownership group, and we said, look, we are, in my opinion, now one of the top small or independent rental companies that, we're in the modern age where we have the best technology through, whether it's with Quipli and our phone system. And I truly believe that. And Quipli, was a huge part of that. But yes, mainly huge impact with our customers. Absolutely love it. And then our day-to-day operations, like I said, with the gal in Oklahoma, Shannon, and we've now introduced another person in what we call the call center. He's local. He actually does work at one of our stores, but Quipli gives us the freedom and flexibility of, here's a laptop, go take these phones now, these phone calls or these e-commerce orders or these contact forms and handle them. And you can do that. With our previous software, it was, okay, you need to have a PC. It has to have a PC, and you have to download, this program onto the PC, and you got to load it up. And then hopefully, Littleton's not having internet issues, like when someone cut the fiber line and we had no ability to reach our server for a week, or we got ransomware, 4 years ago that shut us down for a week. And, we don't have that anymore. It's been fantastic. Yeah. Everybody has seen the cost of labor and how much, it costs companies to employ people. And with the change that we made and when we made it, we've been able to keep a reduced crew compared to what we used to have to, and reduce our overall costs, but yet keep our efficiencies up. And the customer, they probably don't feel a difference from when they went to one of our locations that had 5 to 6 people on crew a day to where we're running 3 or 4. But they likely don't feel a difference. If they call and we're not answering the phone, Shannon gets it in Oklahoma. Like she handles like 8 or 9 stores. It's wild, but yeah, the technology has allowed us to do that for sure.